All right, so this is going to be part two of the review on the Kawasaki KLR 650 build. The first thing I'll start with was some of the upgrades that I made from the last trip. Notice that I've got some new hand guards. The last ones were the SW Motec, and they were just from the bar end, came around the front, but did not have another point of contact. Everybody recommended that I get Bark Busters, and the install was really easy, and they are truly much more robust than anything else that was out there that I'd seen, and I have a lot of confidence in these. Luckily, I haven't laid it down yet with them, so I haven't proven that, but I have a lot more confidence than the other ones. So we come around the bike, I've made lots of improvements and adjustments. Some of them, the bike's been sitting out in the weather through all the winter weather we've had up here in Northern Virginia. So chain and some of the rust spots are showing, but that's okay, that'll get cleaned up here shortly. As you can see, luggage and the capability to take this bike on long hauls and be able to take everything with me. So I'll go over a couple of the pieces. So the first one is the Wolfman tank bag. I don't remember the exact model right now. It's not the waterproof one. The only things that I've seen with this that are a downside is that if you get any moisture at all in the map pocket, you just need to let it dry out, and it gets a little moist in there. It's hard to see. Also, Wolfman is this tail bag, which I really like a lot. You can fit a smaller helmet in here. It doesn't fit my full-size helmet in here, but it's still a really nice bag. There's a lot of storage in here. It's also expandable, so this thing really, you can kind of make it much bigger than it is just by unzipping it here. It gets a little bit more expansion. It's a lot of room, but I will say that you know, for a long haul, not a dry bag. The one bag that I did pick up that I look to put in that place of that one is one of the Giant Loop waterproof bags. The straps are really easy just to mount it up. Mounting bags on here was a little bit of an issue, so I also had to improve that. I'll talk about that here in a moment. And then the side panniers, you know, I know a lot of guys are using either the Pelican cases or they're using the aluminum ones. I really wanted something that I could, if it gets laid down, I didn't have to worry about them bending up. I didn't have to worry about getting my leg caught in it or anything like that. I also wanted waterproof, and to be quite honest, the reason I picked these is because they were on sale. You know, over Christmas and over the holidays, there was sales on stuff. That just happened to be one of the items that was on sale. I do like them. I like the design. You can see they have a little bit of rigidity just from some of the plastic inside. They are waterproof, and you can kind of expand these out, and you can see how big they get. So waterproof liner inside. I don't know if you can capture that, but quite a bit of volume. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there, so, or a lot of room for stuff in there. So, and this design from a dry bag perspective, anybody that's been around dry bags, closure system's proven, worked for a long time. Anybody in water sports, rafting, anything like that. So, to make life easier on myself, to get all of this stuff mounted up, as well as offer a little bit more protection for the bike, I went with Dirt Rack. He was a sponsor on one of the sites, had a really good reputation. The products that he has are not necessarily the sexiest or have the name recognition, but I'll tell you, I mean, it's solid, super easy install. And if you'll notice his side racks here that the SW Motec cases are attached to, he's got a guard that comes all the way around the back to give you a little bit of protection back here. Pretty universal in what it'll hold and what it'll mount to it. And then the top rack gave me a little bit of an expansion, a little bit more real estate, so that I could put the larger dry bag on there as well. Like I said, really easy to deal with, and could not beat the price. Really good price on those items. So now I've got the capability to go a lot farther. One of the other improvements that I made to the bike was I'm a little bit taller, and I found myself riding up on the pegs being leaned over, and I always felt like I was going to be just kind of go over the edge, over the nose. And so I put some extenders in here. These are the SW Motec extensions here in the handlebars. Again, really easy, but it lifted the bike or the handlebars up enough to where now I'm standing straight up, and it's much more comfortable. I don't feel like I'm always finicky on the throttle or my weight's shifting. It's just a much more comfortable riding position standing up. On long hauls, I found that I was getting beat up quite a bit. At about 65 miles an hour, everything was fine. At about 67 miles an hour, it felt like my head was going to be ripped off. So I put the extended windscreen here, really easy install. It's like 4 screws, it was no big deal. I did have to take off the guard off the headlights to put that on, but again, it was just really easy. And aside from the lights, which I'll show you here in just a second, the biggest improvement that I think I made was for navigation. So what I did is I took a RAM mount, 2 of them actually. One of them, they're both on the mirror, as you can see right here. I took an arm, I took a waterproof iPad case, I have an iPad mini, and I can transfer this between my bike and my truck, and I can run navigation. You can see now it's got Waze up, which is good for just around, just cruising around town. And then if you want, you can use other ones like Motion GPS or something like that. MotionX GPS is another good app for some of these, and I'm just learning it. I don't want to have a degree in GPSology. I just want to be able to ride trails and roads. But it's also nice because then I can take it and I can read books on my Nook, watch movies on Netflix, or whatever. So I got my navigation solved, and then the last thing I'd want to show you is, because lights on a stock KLR kind of suck, I did the HID upgrade with an LED. So what I was told by the company, Xenon Depot is the name of the place where I got it. I also did upgrades on my truck. Was for the LED, for the low beam, you want HID. You got the best throw, most light output. But for your high beam, it's better to go with an LED because you want it to be able to come instant on, instant off. So I applied that same logic for both truck and bike. Very bright. I don't know if you can capture it on the GoPro, but way brighter than stock. And then when you see with the brights, it is really bright. So that's for 2 reasons. One, I want to be seen more. I don't want you hear a lot about cars not seeing bikes. I want to make sure I can be seen, but also I want to be able to see as far out as I can. I will be adding some LED lights because across here, probably some Denali the little ones that they have there, and other future upgrades will probably be some power outlet up here on the handlebar, so I can run my iPad or anything else that I choose to. And I'm doing some of the maintenance stuff on here, so I'll do the doohickey next, or the thermobob, and oil change, low profile. The low profile oil
dipstick,
oil cap. Yep.
Oil cap.
Yep. So those will be some of the next upgrades, and I've been contemplating on doing the clutch. That seems like a neat technology for a bike like this, but we'll see if it can fit in the budget. So lots of upgrades, hoping that this weather that we have today will hold and be able to get it out on some more trails and do some more riding.